All right, call this meeting to order. We'll skip the pledge for a special meeting and go straight to public comment. Is there anyone who would like to make a public comment this evening? All right. Move on to discussion on the budget. We have to take a vote, come up with a budget number tonight. We've all had a couple weeks to go over our materials and come up with any other questions or discussion points or anything else. So who has anything to say about anything? Questions on any specific programs or comments, general commentary?
High level, I'd say I don't think the proposed budget's unreasonable. I could see next step, getting to the finance committee. Could there be a little pushback, just to get the budgets to work? Maybe. But I don't see anything material that we could really pull out that will move the needle a lot. So that's my high level general reaction. So I'm curious what other folks see as well. And then my one question was the dean of students, that's a position, somebody's retired, right? And then we're just gonna backfill that position. That's what's built into the budget.
Yes, it is built into the budget. Yep.
If I could correct that, please. I apologize for being home, everybody. I'm not well and no one wants to be around me right now. The Dean of Students position is fully funded out of the choice grant. It is not in this budget.
Okay, understood.
It's part of the information that we have in front of us, yes.
Right, it's in somewhere.
Yes, it's paid for out of the grant, technically, the choice grant.
Thank you.
I think the budget, the percentage of increase compared to other towns is, I mean, I don't know how far we could reduce this budget. Because I think it's a very low, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'd have to if we were forced to, but.
That is you.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
And others, of course.
And is one of the questions, Kristen, that might come in, well, will come in, is what are we looking at right now in terms of a potential give back for the prior year budget?
Oh, yeah, I already got asked that, actually.
So I can't tell you that yet. I need Casal we need to wrap up February in order to have a better understanding to show to you in March, so we can talk about that at the March board meeting, so that we can at least have a starting number to bring forward to the Board of Finance. I mean, we've begun to really start to true things up, but there's more truing that needs to be done. So I would anticipate at the March meeting, we will be able to have a number to bring forward, to start with anyway.
Does the way it work, we approve a budget tonight, that goes to the finance, but if there's discussion there about the amount of give back and the interplay with the budget, could that then further be reduced? Potentially, right?
Yeah, there's still a lot of numbers that are sort of in flux at the present time.
Correct.
I mean, the answer that I gave when I was asked was, I suspect we will be able to give something maybe more than last year, but probably not as much as previous years. But that's based on very little.
Well, and I want to remind everybody, right? We have unfilled positions that we have not been able to fill. Some we filled, now we have another opening. So, it's like a revolving door of personnel in all school districts. So I anticipate we'll have some more chewing up to be able to do. We don't want to, I don't think, be in a position, my recommendation would be that we not commit to giving back everything that we have trued up come the end of February, just because we need some monies should something happen, or should special ed go awry. We want to be able to cover it. But it may be as we get closer, maybe once we wrap March up and we have the April meeting, maybe there's even more, if that makes sense.
When we've sort of started to hone in on a number of a give back, I feel like maybe not so much March, but in April, after the presentation's gone through and after, I mean, it doesn't help the finance committee start the deliberations. But we're always kind of waiting on givebacks because we're hedging our bets, or, you know, we don't wanna give everything back and then have to ask for it back. And the other thing is the insurance number is still in flux, right? So we have potential
This is a good starting
hopeful
point.
savings or not there. But that's, you know, the state can't give us a number in a timely manner, so we don't know on that too, so.
Actually,
And-
question. Sorry. Kristen.
Sorry, if I could just remind the board that hopefully by the middle of March, the state will be giving municipalities and school districts their final number. We anticipate doing our open enrollment immediately following that. So come April, we should have a much better sense of whether or not there's some savings to be had in health insurance.
I had a question about if you have any sense of where the state is going with state aid. I thought I'd seen a press release from the governor crowing about more money going to municipalities. But I wasn't sure if that also included small towns like Bolton. Did anyone know what the status of that is?
Our ECS number, which is the big number, the 2.6 million number that goes to health, that's stayed flat.
Stays the same.
It didn't impact us.
Correct. As far as other monies though, coming to the municipality, I can't speak to that.
They just said something either yesterday or today even about, they started talking about the kindergarten age change and some financial help for that, and maybe to add preschool type programming, or, it didn't sound like anything that would necessarily impact us, but
I guess there was also some discussion, this doesn't really impact the budget. Well, it could potentially, I guess, that maybe they're going to delay it another year. So I don't know what's going to come of the kindergarten piece.
we committed to that. Unbelievable. Because we can't rely on anything else happening, and hopefully rely that we have the same ECS number. I mean, is that in the proposal? Is that in the budget proposal or ECS number? Or is
That's
it-
in the 2-year proposal and in the governor's budget to stay the same.
So it's not likely that someone will be coming after those numbers. At least we hope not.
We hope not. I mean, there has been a commitment to do this with all communities, you know, so we shall see.
Any other questions, comments? What are we thinking about?
My sense is that it's, you know, I think as I said last time, this seems like a very fair, responsible budget that will meet our needs as they are now. It's not introducing large new programs or really anything new that I'm aware of. It's basically a maintenance budget. It's slightly higher than the rate of inflation over the past year, but I'm not concerned about that because since COVID, our budgets have fallen fairly significantly behind inflation. So this budget actually helps us catch back up a little bit. So I'm happy to support the proposal as it stands now.
Good?
Good, I think
Okay.
I think it's pretty reasonable. I would have ideally liked to have seen it a little closer to 3, but I think it's a pretty, reasonable budget to bring to the town.
Sue have anything? She there? I don't even know, I can't read whatever it says at the top.
Unless she's Carolyn T, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I guess I generally agree with what everyone has said. In my mind, the number that stands out is 3. I mean, a lot of years, with last year being the notable exception, we usually end up at a 3 or 2.5 in that range. That was what the town gives us, not necessarily the Board of Finance, so. Hopeful that we can give back a little and our insurance number will drop and, you know, this interest money that the town is making will help the overall increase for the town look reasonable. But, I guess I'm comfortable also going forward with this number to the finance committee. 3.52.
Do you have a motion?
Yeah, if nobody, I mean, we can keep talking about it, obviously, but
So I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommended budget for the 2024-2025 school year in the amount of $16,676,720, representing a 3.52% increase.
I'll second that.
you, Chris and Rita, do we have any other questions, comments, or discussion? Anything last minute?
I just want to thank Kristen, and all of her staff for, you know, you guys put in a huge amount of work preparing the budget each year. I think the fact that this process seems to be getting smoother and smoother year in and year out, is a credit to the work you all are putting in. So I know as a board member, I really appreciate being able to sit down with the Q&A and kind of go through and have everything explained. It's very helpful. So thank you.
Ditto.
Anyone else? Questions, anything? All
Just
those in
thank you
favor?
for those comments. I appreciate it. And I would just like to echo those sentiments. Our team, the teachers, the teacher leaders, the administrators, they did a yeoman's job and Casal, amazing. So I want to thank them all very much.
Ditto. Ditto, you and you and you and everybody. All right, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? All right, motion passes. Do we want to talk about this? Has everyone had a chance to glance at it? It's pretty in line with what we have had in the past, and thank you for the impact of inflation work. That is a lot of, it gives a good perspective, I think, to how we've tried to keep things reasonable in town compared to the world. I mean, we have more time to dial anything else in between now and when is our,
Well, it is due to them on March 15th, but I would like to get it out by, I just want to give them enough time with it, like you guys had with it. So ideally, I'd like to get it out to the finance committee members on the 18th. I mean, on the 8th, March 8th, Friday, March 8th, no later than that.
so, everything?
Yeah, so it would be, well, the presentation, we will do the night we present. So we still have some time to massage that a little bit if that's, you know, everybody's will. And I'm still waiting for a few numbers to come in. As you can see, some TBD numbers on the list of Board of Education budget numbers that are coming in still. So, and Chris and I have had some good dialogue about the inflation piece. Maybe there's more work to be done there. Chris and I are gonna have more conversation about that, I think. I'm gonna defer to him on that one because we had some back and forth yesterday about it. And I'd like to be able to have everybody have a little more time with it and offer any thoughts, but ideally, if we could kind of come to closure on that, maybe after our next board meeting, and I can put it on an agenda item for our next board meeting if you want. Just to go over it one more time.
Sure. That's good. Okay. I guess that brings us to the end. So looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Hi.
I-
I think that was everybody.